Zyger Fit loading. Get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Zyger Fit, fitness for mind. We roar together. Hello, 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 my lovely people. Enjoy. Hola, 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 mi gente hermosa. On the microphone, Zoila Garman. Welcome to Zyger Fit. And on the studios, I have a powerful woman, Alexis Charkiw. Hello, Alexis.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm really well, thank you, my lovely. How are you?
I'm gonna correct you something. You gotta be like really close to the microphone for people to hear you. So there you go. You
hello.
There we go.
Okay.
You see?
Really, really close.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Alexi,
Yes.
how you doing?
I'm really well, hun. Yeah. Well,
Good,
better
good.
than last week, anyway. You take the rough with the smooth, don't you?
Anyways, move on.
Oh, illness. It's just
Yeah.
because it's been a wet couple of months and everyone's got germs and stuff like that. We're all good.
Yeah. If you don't touch it, it's quiet.
She's teaching me. I was holding it, keeps moving. I was like holding it in place. Is that not a good thing? No?
You better follow us on YouTube so you see what I was saying, okay? Anyways, what happens is, last week I was feeling ill as well, really, really badly. And I was having this 3 days of doing nothing.
Yeah.
But as a woman who works, you're gonna know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I was feeling guilty
Yes.
of going to my bed to rest because I wasn't feeling well. Guilty. Can you believe that?
Yes, I absolutely can. And if you don't feel guilty about looking after yourself, then you feel guilty about maybe not being with your family, and then you feel guilty for not being in work, and then you might feel guilty for not being on your social media.
Being yourself. Yeah, I know, right? Yes, that's a big one. Thanks God that you mentioned that. But before we go into the chit chat, I want you to introduce yourself and say who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name's Alexis Charkiw, and I hate the word accountant, but I am one. I'm a licensed accountant. Yeah. But I run a bookkeeping practice, so we do VAT and payroll, and I'm really passionate about helping business owners and startups. Numbers, yeah. And understanding the financial side, because a lot of people start their business for their trade or what it is that they love to do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't start the business with the finance and taxes in mind.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that I always hear is the most scary and overwhelming, and people don't really like doing it. And they're really scared HMRC are going to knock on the door and take them to jail and things like that. So I absolutely love helping people understand what their responsibilities are and then what it all means, but in a really nice, easy way to understand it.
On the scale of 1 till 10, being 10 the most exciting thing, how invested are you into accounting?
Ooh. In my own
And
business,
numbers.
being accounting,
Yeah.
probably a 9. I really do love it.
Yeah,
I do. I genuinely
That's
love
very
what
high.
I do.
So you
I
you
do
enjoy
really
what you do.
love what I do. But
Okay.
the reason I don't give it a 10 is because I don't particularly like saying that I work in tax and accounting. I don't like the
Nobody like taxes. Thank you.
and the label it comes with, like,
Exactly.
you must
The
be
feeling is, that's accounting. Oh,
Yes.
well, taxes.
yeah, and you get that negative. If I said, I work in the digital marketing, people also, that sounds interesting. And
Digital
you get
accounting.
a different vibe.
Yeah. Digital numbers. Okay.
Yeah, that kind of, and that's a historical thing, I think, when accountants were a bit scary and, old-fashioned, where people would go in and get told off or whatever. And it's not like that anymore, luckily.
Luckily, yeah, because now more people are invested and trying to get more information about accounting.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Because
and-
before it was like a taboo. Oh no,
Yeah.
let's not touch those numbers before I break something.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was the clients, like as in the business owners, or if that's the accountancy industry, where you would turn up once a year and see your accountant, give them a bag of paper or a shoebox full of paper and files.
Yeah,
They would do something wizardry on it. and then go, right, this is our bill and this is your tax. We'll
this is
see you
your
next
portion.
year. Yeah.
Deal with it.
And this is your massive bill that you don't have any money for. And now because you've got digital, everything's going digital, isn't it? And accountancy is no different. So everything being on software and being more transparent. So people want to know, okay, well, where is all the information that I give you? Where's it going? How can I see it? What can I get from it? So that you can't just take stuff off a client. Well, in my world anyway, you can't just take stuff off a client and then just leave them for a year. What's the point? I don't understand the point of it.
Yeah,
you know, how do you know if you're making money if you're only looking at figures that are from 12 months ago? It doesn't make any sense to me at all as a business owner why you'd want to do that. So, yeah, luckily it's changing.
So I have 2 questions for you. And the first one is, normally we ask these questions, right? If you think about yourself, but you're not yourself, you are a third person within the plot, okay?
Yeah.
And you think about yourself like in a third person point of view.
Yeah.
How would you describe Alexis?
Oh my gosh. You didn't give me any warning about this question.
Just go.
I'm friendly and I'm approachable. I'm a people person and I've got really good emotional intelligence. So I can Alexis could walk into a room.
I concur.
And I can kind of get the vibe of the room really quickly.
Yeah.
I can tell if the room is gelling, as in humans, each other. If it's gelled, if people are a bit nervous, I can usually spot the person in the room who's perhaps not as confident, and I can spot the other one who's, a social flyer. I'm pretty good at judging the environment that I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'm a mixer. I love everyone. I just love people. I think we're so interesting. So I would say that Alexis is friendly and approachable.
Awesome. That's really good. And because I know Alexis, I can concur. I say yes, she's friendly and approachable.
Thank you, darling.
Do you know, when you were growing up, were you into numbers, into math? Do you like it? Because you're an account. Do you realize?
No.
Alexis, have you noticed the industry that you're working on?
No, I think it was more the office environment. I really like the office environment. I know it's not for everyone. The thought of sitting at a desk for hours on end all day, but I love it. I always have. I went to work experience with my mum and I used to do the office job. My mum always had office jobs. My dad was an electrician in a steelworks, so very different type of industry. Yeah. I just like the idea of being in an office and making people coffee and having a bit of banter with other people. And I've always enjoyed that idea of working in an office environment. It wasn't necessarily an accountancy industry thing. No, definitely not.
Do you feel like when you were taking math, you were a failure or something like that? Because there's a big taboo, even for kids nowadays.
I was quite good academically as a kid. Yeah. So
you were not scared of maths and numbers? No,
but I don't understand in school obviously it was a long time since I was in school now, but you know what, we spent a lot of time on things like pi and,
what's
numbers.
The pi for if it's not for eating?
What's the point? Have you ever used it in your entire life?
No.
I think my whole GCSE...
Let's talk about pie.
Let's talk like apple crumble kind of pie. Fruit pie, steak pie, those kind of edible pies, yes. Yeah. But I was really... Now I look back thinking, why would they teach us things? But they didn't teach us, that I remember, about national insurance coming out of your wages.
3.14.
Yeah. Tell me about those numbers. That's important. I need to know. What does it mean when I earn money and then what am I going to get taxed? Tell me that, math. I'd rather that.
Exactly.
So,
like, talk to me clear of something that I can usefully use in the future. Yeah. Exactly. I know what you mean. So, you think that you just shared with us that you were a good student.
Yeah.
Was that because you were supported by your parents or because you decided to go for it? Obviously.
I'm very, very lucky and I'm very aware of how much support I have at home. Yeah. My mum and dad, in fact, it was their 43rd wedding anniversary on Thursday just gone.
Oh, happy anniversary.
I know, bless. And I'm very proud that they're still married because I'm married, but it's hard. Like being married to one person,
It becomes your brothers and sisters. Siblings.
So I'm very, and there's nothing, I've got all my friends are from marriages where that didn't work out and there's nothing wrong with that either. But I'm very grateful to my parents that I had a very stable upbringing. You know, they worked full time. We weren't poor, but we weren't rich either. We were just kind of in the middle. I never went without, but we also didn't have lots of abroad holidays as a kid.
No.
But my parents showed me a really good work ethic. So I think that's what's always been instilled in me. And academically, although this has come up recently when I had counselling in my 30s, because my dad used to always say, if I came home and I had a B in fact I'd be in maths, and he said to me, oh well done, but where's your A? And it was his way of encouraging me, but actually I think it turned me into a perfectionist.
All right.
Without realising. It's only when you're older that you really understand yourself a bit more, maybe do a bit of the self-worth.
And then you know
the work, sorry. So I think whilst his idea was to encourage me, really it was always like, well, whatever I do isn't quite there. It's not quite good. Because nobody's going to be brilliant at everything. There's always going to be something. Yeah. But I can understand.
It's always challenges, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I still am really grateful to my parents for that, and I would never hold that against my dad because he's a great dad, you know, and he was just doing what he thought was best. Yeah. So I've always got that perfection. It doesn't matter what I achieve. I never really think about how much I've achieved, and I always think about what else I could do. But I'm recognising that because it's not healthy.
Do you know, I love the fact that you are a friendly person who deals with unfriendly industry.
Yes.
A very hard industry, if I will say. But then as well, I love the fact that you show determination, professionalism, and that you also got your own office. And because you know I'm your follower, I've been following your posts of your new office and your new staff and all the stuff. But is there something that kind of kicked in the imposter syndrome in yourself before grabbing all this good level of business? Something that you can share with us.
I have it all the time. I've never got rid of it. I have imposter syndrome.
Still now.
Even today, I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the radio with Zoila. This is so cool. Like, and I'm like, how did you do this? And I'm so impressed. Like, you're such an inspiration. And it was really nice for you to like say things to me, but you are. And I don't think you ever get away from it. If I suffer with it, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. There's times, isn't it?
Yeah. And sometimes it raves higher than others, you know, and it really does affect me. So a couple of weeks ago, we were just chatting just now, weren't we, before I came on, that my husband's really poorly. He had pneumonia, he's had a broken rib. So in terms of parenting, because I've got twins, and running a business, running a home, all of the things that you just need to keep on top of has been a struggle because, you know, I'm used to having a two-man team. And now I'm a one-man team doing two people's, what would normally be two people's stuff, you know? I'm in
parenting, the hardest thing in the world.
So, but I'm used to Pete working away a lot and things like that, but having to look after him while he's there was another third person to look after.
Yeah.
Plus the dog, because the dog's very needy.
Well, 3.5.
3.5, yeah. So trying to then keep on top of the business, I noticed that whilst my clients come first because they're the ones that pay our wages, you know, so clients have to come first, and I would never drop a ball in that respect. But you know, when you want to do a bit more and be on social media more and promote things and, you know, congratulate other people on LinkedIn or whatever it might be in your network and do all of those extra things that make me feel good, I haven't had time to do any of those things. So something has to give, and it's usually social media for me that drops. You've probably noticed I haven't posted as much as usual. In fact, I posted today, which is the first time I posted for a while, which is lush. And then imposter syndrome. As soon as anything drops in my life that I'm used to doing, as soon as I can't do one thing, all of a sudden I catastrophize it. Maybe I'm not built for this. Maybe it's me. Maybe I can't cope with all of this that's on my shoulders. I've given myself too much to do. And then you ride it out for a bit and you go, hang on, this is just life. Life just throws stuff at you that...
Yeah.
So it's not that I can't cope with it. It's just life has got... there's been some other stuff as well, which I won't go into today, but there's lots of things that all of a sudden they come at once.
Yeah.
And you think it's my ability. When it's not.
Yeah.
It's just,
I get you.
You know?
Yeah. So... do you think that we have to overcome the imposter syndrome every day?
I don't know if you overcome it or get used to the feeling and realise what it is.
Yeah.
Rather than me thinking, oh, I can't cope, it's me, I'm not capable, I haven't got the skill set. Whenever I start talking to myself like that, I'm like, hang on, this is my imposter syndrome talking. This isn't real. I am capable. I just have a lot on at the moment. And having a bit more... bit more care for yourself,
a bit more control, isn't it?
And a little bit more you know, being vulnerable. Like, it's okay to just sometimes have a heavy time. It doesn't mean that the things that you've done so far you weren't able to do, or you aren't able to do the things you want to continue doing. It just means sometimes you need to have a little bit more respect for your own mental health.
Definitely, and especially for your dreams and your goals, because sometimes you're gonna feel like we have no more where to give.
Yeah.
But we have to still give when there is nothing. I know that doesn't make sense, but
It does.
it is the way it should be, isn't it? Because your dreams, they deserve you, but as much as you deserve them.
Yes.
Because it's like a circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you have to give even when you don't have.
Yeah.
So for you to give, you have to stand up, go and get first, and then give.
Yeah.
Does that make
100%.
sense?
Absolutely. And I've realised that I am no longer going to set goals in December.
No way. No. Stop
I have a reason.
Okay,
Right?
I want your reason to be convincing, because there are many people listening, and you know there is even a technical word of your goals for December. Oh, come on.
Right.
Bring
This
it
is the
on.
first year that I've decided it. It's because in my industry in December, it's very common to sort of close your office, and you don't expect people to necessarily be sending you work, like clients and things. It all goes a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Because it's Christmas and people want to have a bit of time off.
Yeah.
And I've always, for years, done my goals, and I do a vision board, and I make, when I've even got the kids making one, between Christmas and New Year. Because to me, it's a creative time. You get a bit of downtime from the day-to-day, so you can really have a think about what you want. And I used to make that my goal-setting time. This year, I did the same thing, roughly. I didn't do it as like a vision board and things. I was like, right, I'm going to do this and this and this. I gave myself like maybe 5 things to do because I was in the moment of December being calm and quiet, and everyone was healthy.
Yeah.
There's no life stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I gave myself too many goals.
Yeah.
And then come January and February, when work starts to ramp up again, and the gyms and the kids are all giving each other bugs and everything. And this year the weather hasn't been the best. You know, it's been quite
It hasn't
cloudy.
started the best.
No. So it's been longer periods of us feeling all a bit grey and low. And I'm feeling bad about all the goals that I've set, that I actually think, I've given myself too many things in too short a period of time. So rather than me thinking a 5-year goal, right, I can achieve all of these and it being realistic, what I did was give myself too much to do. I felt overwhelmed.
And
then
burning
I burnt
yourself.
out.
Burned out. Yeah.
So really what I need to do is set goals when life is normal and everything, you know, it's not a quiet time where you think, I got loads of time, I got loads of No. This is just a one-off time at Christmas and everyone's chilling and eating chocolate.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have a look in maybe the February on a random Wednesday. How's my day going? What is it that I'm enjoying? What is it that I haven't yet achieved after 6 weeks after Christmas, etc. And be more realistic with how much time I've got.
Will that then affect your New Year's resolution?
I don't do them.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. No, do you know why? I don't do New Year's resolutions because I try to do the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole setting a new... I do like the idea of New Year's resolutions, and my mum does it and it works, and my dad actually. But for me, if I set myself a New Year's resolution and then by the end of January I haven't done it, I won't do it for the rest of the whole year.
Setting up rules that you are consciously gonna complete them. Is that your approach, isn't it? That's fantastic, actually. Yeah. You know, until you mentioned that now, I wouldn't have thought of that. Like, I will be generally doing my best to approach my goals and, you know, to complete them. But I wouldn't burn out myself if something don't go like the way I didn't expect.
And I think if the life stuff hadn't have happened all in one go, maybe I would have, and I have achieved some of them. It's just that I didn't, you know, it's just daft. I was like, I know, I could do all of these by like May. Why would you do that to yourself?
At 12 o'clock, midday, okay, on Friday.
Yeah,
the second week.
Things as well, like redoing my accountancy exams.
Oh, man.
I did a business strategy course with a completion at the end. I wanted to do a new accreditation with Xero Tax, which is a tax module. They're all learnings, they're all academic. Nothing on my list was, I really want to go and have a head massage. I didn't put that on my list. Why is everything academic?
A little cup of wine at the end of the week or something. Yeah, that should be.
It should be.
Priority we are, isn't it? We are priority.
I think I need to balance my goals out a bit better. That it's not just all about what you can achieve academically or, what the outside world would deem as a really good goal to set. It should be more about me and what's making me.
And that is great that you mentioned it, because we always mentioned here that we are the priorities. Without us, we cannot be ourselves. Yeah. And that makes sense. But many people, and many times we all, not only the people outside, but we all forget that we have to take a time for a special drink, or to go outside, or to enjoy with the kids, or to enjoy on your own, or to do something that is enjoyable for your mind, for your body, so that you bring fitness to what you can't see behind the screen. You know what I mean? Because what you can't see, your mind, your heart, is normally dictating, not only telling you, but dictating how you should feel.
Yeah.
So it is important that you take a time, 5 minutes a week or something, to get outside, to invite yourself for a drink, for a copa, for if you drink and go to the club, for a club or something that you really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because that will do it. That will remove the burnout and kind of refresh the week to start again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I realised that I'm quite influential on the people around me. So what's that?
Of course, you know maths. You should. You know the numbers.
Well, you know that, like the
you use the formulas.
What's that saying about you can't pour from an empty bucket? Is that the one? Have you heard that before?
I have heard
that
something
one
similar. Yeah.
And I always remember that. I always get my analogies wrong, but you can't pour from an empty bucket. And I've realised that if I'm completely burnt out and not feeling quite right, the people around me are influenced by
your actions.
Yes, and my mood and I'm quite. And if I'm really upbeat and really positive about something, they're also the same. And I've recognised that recently. And I think that's true of anybody. If you see somebody who's really motivational, the reason they're motivational is because they are. You can see it on their face. They're not looking at the floor with their chin down and not giving people eye contact. That's not motivational.
There is actually a study made by the Harvard University in psychology and brainwaves.
Okay.
Brainwaves. And they say that there isn't anything more contagious than your mood and laughed.
Yeah.
That if you laughing, somebody else will kind of sink in that energy, even if they are in a very low mood. A little smile, a little resemblance that they are connecting with you. So that what you said is there are actually a lot of studies on psychology that it just shows that there's nothing more contagious than your mood.
Yeah, it's infectious, isn't it?
It is infectious. There you go.
There was a video, I think it was on TikTok or something, that there was some people laughing, and everyone, you can't watch it without laughing. You're so right about it being infectious. You can't, and I think the same thing about positivity and motivational people around you, and that's why they say you should be around. Is it like be around 5 people that you aspire to be like? Because if you're around 5 people all the time that bring you down, you'll end up being down because they're influencing your mood.
That is how it is. And those are things that we can't see. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So, Alexis, if I want to contact you and get in your services, where should I go?
There's a few places. I'm on social media.
Yeah.
All the platforms.
Alexis
my name.
Charkiw.
Yeah, Charkiw. Right, so we chatted about my name.
Yeah. I'm practicing, okay.
So Charkiw is spelled Charkiw. But if you pronounce the W as a V, it's phonetic. So it's just a funny spelling.
Yeah. So is it in social medias? Where?
Yes. Instagram, on Facebook, LinkedIn. I think if you Google my name, I don't think there's anyone else with my name anywhere. So you can pretty much find me as soon as you Google me. I come up. Yeah. So that's quite handy having a funny name.
Fantastic. Because I know many people will be interested on having your services, but so that people understand what you do, can you refresh?
Yeah, of course.
What services?
So I offer bookkeeping, VAT and payroll services to clients. So they outsource that to us.
Yeah.
But I also offer a lot of workshops and trainings around how to understand what your tax liabilities and everything to do with HMRC and to do with business. You can kind of ask me and I'll be able to help.
Business consultant, isn't it?
Do you know, somebody said you should call yourself a business consultant.
Definitely.
And I thought maybe I should.
I mean, if you know numbers, 100%. Yeah. Thank you very much, Alexis. We roar together.